Hello and welcome to Best Movie Recaps. I'm going to describe a movie called Godzilla vs. Kong today. On this day 5 years ago, Godzilla and Kong fought a massive battle. Godzilla descended into the ocean after defeating Kong. After that day, no one ever heard of him again. We see a different scene after 5 years. We see an island that was once Kong's home. Kong appears to have grown in size since our last encounter with him. When Kong awakens from his slumber, he enjoys himself in the water. We notice a young girl there. Kong was fascinated by her. They were good friends. Kong never argued with her and simply agreed with everything she said. But this girl can't speak or hear. Kong appears to be quite aggressive. He was extremely offensive. He grabs a tree and launches it into the sky. It destroys the energy barrier. Kong is imprisoned in town to prevent Godzilla from visiting. As these titans are capable of defeating each other, there is a fear that they will fight again. As Kong grew in size, it was decided to relocate him somewhere else. Then we see a young man who works for a corporation. He worked as a hacker. The company where he worked produced cutting-edge technology such as machines, robots, and so on. However, that hacker has reservations about his company. The company is creating something that should not exist. As a result, he hacks into all of the company's data. He learns that this company is transporting a massive object to Hong Kong. However, the alarm begins to sound there. It was a warning that Godzilla was on his way. Godzilla emerges from the sea in a flash. As soon as he appears, he begins destroying everything. Nobody understood why Godzilla was attempting to kill everyone. Because he is a titan of life and death. We learn about Godzilla's nuclear power here. Godzilla uses his powers to destroy the entire company. The news that Godzilla had arrived spread all over the world. But this time, his appearance has changed. He's not the same as before. He used to save people, but now he kills everyone in an aggressive manner. The company's owner informs everyone that his company is working on a project. They will be successful in developing a device compatible with Godzilla. Madison is a young woman who is watching the news. She doesn't believe Godzilla's offenses because she knows him well. She believes this is a rumor. She claimed that Godzilla couldn't harm anyone because he assists and saves people. Madison confronts his father and convinces him that he cannot do anything like this. Something was done to him. Madison's father explains that these creatures and titans are human-like. They can also alter one's mood. Godzilla, for example, has evolved and is now killing humans. Madison then walks away and listens to the hacker's call. That hacker posts an online video about himself. Madison decides to go meet with the hacker. She'll investigate the situation and inquire as to why Godzilla has become aggressive. Why did he destroy that business? Later, the company's owner meets Nathan, a senior doctor. Dr. Nathan was, in fact, a scientist. The owner of the company informs him that your concept of the Hollow Earth was correct. Titans were born in this location. In fact, Dr. Nathan wrote a book called Hollow Earth about another Earth that exists beneath the Earth. Nobody can see it because it is hidden. Titans use it as a source of energy. There, the company's owner allows Dr. Nathan to meet another man. Dr. Nathan is informed that we have discovered an energy source within the Hollow Earth. We have no idea where it is. It is beneath our feet. These titans derive their energy from the Hollow Earth, just as we do from the sun. They will be able to compete with Godzilla if they are successful in finding the energy. Dr. Nathan inquires, how are we supposed to get there? Because my brother attempted to go there a few years ago but did not make it and died. We learn here that gravity was zero on the Hollow Earth. As a result, everything begins to fly through the air. The owner of the company tells Dr. Nathan not to worry about it. Because his company created an anti-gravity vehicle, we'll travel to the Hollow Earth with its assistance. The owner of the company tells him that every titan has the ability to find his own home. As a result, we should seek assistance from a Kong. Dr. Nathan then meets his doctor friend. Kong was cared for by this female doctor. He tries to convince her that we need to send Kong to his house. We can't keep him in his hollow earth home for long. Godzilla will attack him if he gets out of here. Only on hollow earth is Kong safe. That female doctor agrees after some discussion. They didn't have any other option. Then they transport Kong and his army to the hollow earth. Kong was restrained. Kong's friend, that little girl, communicates with him in sign language. According to the girl, Kong is enraged because he is chained. The army commander tells the female doctor that we will not deviate from Godzilla's path. We'll go another route so Godzilla doesn't find out. Yes, that female doctor says, we should do exactly this. Godzilla and Kong have a long history of feuding. Because they both consider themselves to be king of the monsters. They will wreak havoc if they come into contact. Then Madison and her friend go to meet the hacker. That hacker informs them that the company is working on something big. Once completed, that thing will be relocated to Hong Kong. Godzilla was not pleased, so he destroyed the company. Following that, we see an alarm sounding inside the ship where Kong was located. Godzilla is on his way, according to the young girl who just informed the female doctor. Dr. Nathan believes that since Godzilla is approaching, we should also free and unchain Kong, so that he can compete with Godzilla while also saving us. Finally, Godzilla emerges from his lair. He was approaching them by destroying a ship. When Kong realizes Godzilla is approaching, he begins yelling angrily. And he was restrained. They then fire rockets and missiles at Godzilla. It has no effect on Godzilla. Godzilla annihilates their planes. Godzilla was now approaching Kong's ship. Godzilla annihilates their ships. Godzilla flips their ship on its side. As a result, Godzilla and many other people begin to drown in the sea. After that, they untie Kong's chains. As a result, Kong fights Godzilla and saves them. Then Godzilla and Kong have a massive battle. Kong tosses Godzilla into the sea. Then he straightens the slanted ship, saving people. Godzilla stands up and returns to the same ship where the girl was. Kong jumps from one ship to another until he reaches the ship from which Godzilla is approaching. Kong delivers a powerful punch to Godzilla. Godzilla responds by punching him back. Kong collapses. Kong returns to attack Godzilla, who is thrown into the sea. It enrages Godzilla. When he sees it, he uses its nuclear powers. When Kong notices this, he dives into the water to save his life. The light of Godzilla's nuclear power spreads throughout the area, surprising everyone. We learn about Godzilla's power in this episode. They begin to fight in the sea. Godzilla could breathe in water, but Kong, who was similar to humans, couldn't. As a result, Kong appeared to be defeated. Godzilla was transporting Kong to the depths of the sea in order to kill him. That female doctor claims that we must assist Kong or Godzilla will kill him. They fire a large number of missiles into the sea. Because of this, Kong goes outside to save his life. Dr. Nathan directs that everything be turned off. Turn off all machines and engines so Godzilla believes we are dead and defeated. Then they turn off everything. Godzilla glares angrily at Kong before fleeing. The female doctor claims that if we proceed, Godzilla will recognize that we are alive and will attack us. How will we proceed, and how will we handle Kong? Dr. Nathan says we'll take him by helicopter. Madison, on the other hand, is seen entering that company with her friends. She wanted to see what this company was working on when Godzilla became aggressive and attacked. They discover enormous animal eggs there. Their door is locked as they search for the eggs. The place where they were locked was, in fact, a machine. It was transporting them, along with the eggs, to Hong Kong. Then we see that the entire army is successful in transporting Kong to the Hollow Earth. They request that Kong enter the Hollow Earth cave. Kong, on the other hand, refuses to go there. They decide to compel him to go there by asking the girl to do so. Because he didn't say no to that girl. Kong would be made aware of the presence of your family and numerous other creatures. Kong agrees to visit the cave. Kong enters the Hollow Earth cave. They pursue Kong in their anti-gravity vehicle. It was a one-of-a-kind world. They had anti-gravity cars, which saved their lives. There were numerous monsters in the hollow earth. A flying monster then attacks their anti-gravity vehicle. It was about to attack her when Kong killed him. He removes his head. Following that, Kong moves forward, and everyone follows him. Because there was no gravity on hollow earth, everything was in the air. Madison and her friends have arrived in Hong Kong. They learn about secret weapons there. This company created another Godzilla in order to kill Godzilla. It was known as Mecha-godzilla. Its controller was the person who introduced Dr. Nathan to the company's owner. The skull crawler is left there to test Mechagodzilla's abilities. Mechagodzilla uses his powers to defeat the skull crawler. The problem here is that they needed more power to run Mechagodzilla. That power could only be found in the hollow earth. This was the reason why the company's owner was looking for an energy source to resurrect Mechagodzilla. We later see that Mechagodzilla has been activated. Godzilla senses the activation of Mechagodzilla. He begins to make his way to Hong Kong, where the Mechagodzilla was. Hollow Earth was stunning. Hollow Earth's mountain housed an energy source. Kong moves closer and opens the door. He snarls. Kong discovers an axe made from Godzilla's body there. He sits like a king, holding this axe. Godzilla had arrived in Hong Kong and was now on his way to Mechagodzilla. Everyone rushes to save his life. Kong discovers the energy source and discovers that it can also charge this axe. Because his axe works when fully charged and grows in power. When Godzilla realizes that someone has arrived, he unleashes his nuclear power on the ground. This nuclear power penetrates the earth and reaches Kong. The female owner of the company plays a prank on them. She sends a sample of this energy to the company so that the Mechagodzilla can be activated. The female doctor warned her not to do so, but she ignored her. She begins to flee when she realizes Godzilla is on his way. But then Kong wrecks her car. Kong prepares to fight Godzilla with his axe. Godzilla used nuclear weapons to threaten Kong. Kong arrives in Hong Kong and attacks Godzilla with his axe, which becomes stuck in the building. Taking advantage of the opportunity, Godzilla falls down the Kong and they fight fiercely. Godzilla uses his nuclear powers to kill Kong several times. But Kong always fights bravely and comes out on top. Then Kong attacks Godzilla with his axe, injuring him. Godzilla becomes aggressive and uses his nuclear powers to destroy Kong. But Kong defeats that power with his axe. They get into a long-lasting fight. Because Godzilla was so powerful, it appeared that Kong would be defeated. Godzilla injures and throws Kong there. He begins to growl by placing his feet on his chest. Kong growls as well, and Godzilla leaves Kong there. The company's owner discovers the source of energy that will allow him to activate Mechagodzilla. We learn here that Mechagodzilla is larger and more powerful than Godzilla. But everything is under Mechagodzilla's control here. He assassinates the company's owner. He then murders his assistant. Then Mechagodzilla bursts through the wall. Godzilla moves forward to kill Mechagodzilla when he sees him. They have a lot of fights. Godzilla appeared defeated because Mechagodzilla was so powerful. Mechagodzilla repeatedly hits Godzilla, causing him to collapse. Madison and the hacker attempt to disable Mechagodzilla's power. However, all of the machines were locked. On the other side, we see an injured Kong, whose condition had deteriorated significantly. He was on the verge of death. When that girl listens to Kong's heartbeat, she predicts that he will die soon. Dr. Nathan believes that in order to save Kong's life, we must administer an electric shock. They use that anti-gravity car to shock him. Kong shook, and he was now conscious and alive. That girl informs Kong that Godzilla is not a foe but a friend. So go assist her. Kong travels there in order to save Godzilla. When Kong arrived, Mechagodzilla was about to kill Godzilla. Kong comes to his aid. Godzilla realizes that Kong and I must fight him together. Mechagodzilla's power was so great that it weighed heavily on both of them. Kong discovers his axe, but it isn't charged. Nonetheless, Kong wields this axe and attacks Mechagodzilla. When Mechagodzilla intervenes, he was about to kill Kong. Madison and the hacker were unable to deactivate the machine, so they sprayed it with water. For the time being, Mechagodzilla has been turned off. When given the opportunity, Mechagodzilla charges Kong's axe with his nuclear powers. Kong was now powerful enough to destroy Mechagodzilla. He separates his body by cracking his feet and hands. He eventually loses his head as well. Everything returns to normal now that Mechagodzilla has been defeated. But then Godzilla appears again. Kong draws his axe and prepares to fight Godzilla. They don't fight because they helped each other, and Godzilla returns to the sea. Kong was forever lost in the hollow earth. Kong had brought that little girl along with him. Thank you for watching.